All right, time to start this show. We want to thank you guys for staying up late with us. We begin with a warning for anyone watching who plans to get dental work in the near future. Cutting a few corners to save a few bucks can end up costing you big time in the long run. One of my next guests, you see her there, says she suffered from a bad dental job. She made the journey from Shreveport, Louisiana to Houston for a professional fix after she said she was stuck with baby teeth. And joining us now on The Factor Uncensored, we have with us Chiquita Walker and Dr. Andre Jordan. Chiquita, you can smile today, but only a couple of weeks ago you were miserable. So tell us what happened with you. You're in Shreveport, Louisiana. You traveled to Dallas to get veneers done, right? And what went wrong?
What went wrong was the young lady had I had braces in my mouth. She removed the braces with some type of tool. I don't know if that was like some type of wire cutter or something. And how she removed my braces was...
You should have said, damn, that's mistake number one.
Yeah. Remove my braces from the front. You know how when you go to orthodontist, you know, when they properly remove your braces, they're supposed to remove the rubber bands first, and then the wire, and then the brackets, and then your spacers. What she did was when you remove them, she clicked in the front and expect the whole thing to just come out and hold.
So you knew at that point she didn't know what she was doing with that.
Yeah, I was so confused on why she did that. So I was like, okay, well, maybe that's how it go. You know, she said that she was licensed or whatever or whatnot. So she removed my braces, and then she didn't even clean my teeth or anything. What she did was just immediately start putting in this type of material. I guess it's composite material or something. And she didn't do any proper measurements in it. She putting it on, drying it, and then, I guess shape them, the way you're supposed to shape them. And that was it. With that, how the tools which she was using, I don't think they was, normally you're supposed to come in the sterile pack.
Mm-hmm.
But she was using, it wasn't, I don't think it was like, it came in the sterile pack,
The tools probably came from the damn Home Depot.
Order from eBay. I think that she got them. I think exactly what she got all her instruments and stuff from was on eBay.
Now, this was done at her home, at a house?
No, she was located at a building. It was a suite where it's a building where everyone is doing something. They got a barbershop in there and other stuff, and she had her own suite. So come to find out, it was her mother's business. Supposed to be cosmetic, but that's not consist of cosmetic, doing veneers.
Mm-hmm. And so when you saw your veneers, what did you think about them, and were you disappointed?
I was disappointed because, like, how it looked, it started, like, as soon as I started brushing my teeth, it started, like, dissolving, and it just started, like, falling, you know what I'm saying? And then it left me, like, gaps in between that, in my mouth. And when I showed it to her, she said she was going to fix it and never done it. Mm-hmm. That was a red flag right there. She didn't give me a scheduled time to come back in or anything. She just kept saying, I'm going to refix it for you, but never gave me a time or date to come back in. And I kept reaching out to her, and she was still saying the same thing. I said, look, ma'am, you did my stuff like this day. Okay, when can I come in so you can fix it? And she did not, she didn't want to fix it. So what I did was pulled up. I pulled up in front of that shop, and I took a picture. I said, look, let me tell you something right here in front. You need to come up here and come fix my stuff. Okay, I pulled up because I wasn't playing with her. I was not playing with her. And she said, so I had threatened her, I threatened her business, and she was upset, and she said, I never had no one to threaten my business before. I said, well, here, you ain't doing the right thing. You ain't communicating with your customers. You ain't doing anything. Like, you just expect to get my money, and that was it with that.
And how much did you pay for the veneer job through her?
$2,500.
And Dr. Jordan, let's bring you in. Obviously, when you're talking about a full set of teeth, veneers, top and bottom, That's not the going rate, right?
No. Traditionally, if you just go by the UCR, the usual customary rate, if you put that in our open dental system, that's going to populate like $1,000 per tooth. Now, our pricing isn't quite like that, but that's the rack rate. That's the MSRP, you know. So 2,500 isn't, for us in the dental world, that doesn't even cover the cost to actually make it.
And so you had to come behind this woman and make the corrections, right? What did you have to do?
Well, we had to take it off. First of all, the material, when Miss Chiquita came to the office, the material that I saw, I couldn't identify it, to be honest. It was some sort of composite base material, but it was knockoff. You know, technically, to purchase certain dental stuff, you need to put in your dental license number, right? But you got so many things on eBay. You got people stealing stuff and putting it up on eBay and Alibaba and all this stuff. So you really don't know the origin of some of this material. But what I told Chiquita, whoever did this, it was one of three things. Either they did not have a true understanding of what they were doing, two, they didn't care, or three, both. You know, in her case, it looked like both, you know. And I think, Chiquita, correct me if I'm wrong, I think I said, man, I can tell that this person was towards the end of whatever they were doing to her. They were more concerned about getting done for the day and getting the money.
Yep.
You know, and it really does harm to your mouth. Her gums, had she not addressed this, she potentially would have lost all her teeth in about 1.5 years, from what I saw, what they had set her up for. If she had just decided, hey, I'm not going to do anything else with this and leave this in my mouth, that's the road she was on.
And of course, don't go anywhere. We will continue this conversation after the break. And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. Dental work done by a professional can be a bit pricey, and we all know that, but it's totally worth it. We can continue our conversation with a local dentist, Dr. Andre Jordan, here in Houston, and his patient, Chiquita Walker, in Louisiana. Dr. Jordan predicts if she had not gotten her recent botched dental work fix, she would have lost all of her teeth in less than 2 years. And how scary is that for you, Chiquita?
Oh, it was real scary. I had to find someone, see what made me go to a dentist office to get, because I started having some type of pain. So I went to go get x-rays done, and how she put that stuff on my teeth, it was just like you just putting it on there. But it didn't look like it from the far up front. You have to literally do an x-ray to see how it was put on. And it was not on my whole tooth. My gums was inflamed. I felt in pain. I felt in pain. So I ended up looking up Dr. Jordan, you know, his office and stuff. And I was like telling him, look, what can y'all do with these?
And Dr. Jordan, this isn't the first time you've seen someone like Chiquita before where you've had to do corrective action.
No, not at all. This year alone, since January 1st, she might be our 4th patient that I've seen, you know, 2 of which had gone to places like her, including her, and the other, we had redone some work where they had gone to Colombia, or something like that, and that was substandard as well, you know? So we see it routinely, especially being here in Houston.
And of course, I guess your best advice would be not to try and cut any corners.
Right. You know, the thing is, everybody wants a deal, and that's fine, right? But the average consumer, unless you really dig deep into this, you don't know what corners should be cut, or you don't know what middleman, you don't know who the middleman is to cut out. So, you know, you got people out here that think that you can just watch and emulate this stuff, but it's so much more to it than just slapping something on like a nail shop.
Well, Chiquita, you have your teeth corrected. You're smiling. We both said, look at God, won't he do it?
Why we going?
Well, congratulations. Congratulations, and we want to thank you for joining us and sharing your story, because this will help and warn others out there, including you, Dr. Jordan. You've done a lot of great work in helping people around the city of Houston and around the country as well. We want to thank you both for joining us here on The Factor.